Greetings, dear beautiful, precious spirit soul that you are. Even you're not those words and not those letters. You're not the accomplishments. You're not the degrees. You're not the names somebody called you or said. You're not all those statements. None of it. None of it. Anything learned like that, that's not you. Take a nice deep breath. My topic is to transcend hypnotic suggestion. See, before you can let go of the hypnotic suggestion, you have to know that you've been subject to a hypnotic suggestion. And you know, all those years that people had electrodes connect to humans' brains, trying to figure out how they operate, how they work. Why is everybody doing that? Why do they want to know all this kind of stuff? You know, what they like, what they don't like, how you can work it. But see, that which it can never be monitored is the divine, the spiritual, who you really are. And one of the things that the Vedas teach, which I like, because they give so much more an expanded awareness of possibilities and who we are, and is that 10,000 of us can fit on the end of a piece of hair. That's tiny, which meaning, and we're brighter than 10,000 suns. And so that means that our emanation is far more magnificent than a particular solar system. And so when you have groups of us, and all of us together, and with the brightness of that, the generating of the electricity, the energy of this particular reality that we are agreeing to and have been participating in. Now, in order to transcend a hypnotic suggestion, we have to notice how that operates. And one of the ways is by commands. And the command can be so strong, especially if that person is called an authority. An author is someone who is maybe writing your script for the book of your life. Yes, I fell forward on that one. That's how the body does talk, you know, expressing. And then we give them that power by saying they know more than I do, and so I'm going to do what they tell me to do, and then I'm going to block out what anybody else says or anybody else thinks. I'm not going to look there. No, I'm not going to look there because I've already been told that's this and that. One of the things I've always done is I research, because I'm a spiritual sleuth, the teachings that others say don't even look at. Don't even go there. And not just others, but when it's been a global, not global, but a planetary, agreed upon concept or issue or situation of any kind, and everybody agrees that you can't do this and don't look there, because what was it, Voltaire, the philosopher, said, if you want to know who controls you, it's who you cannot criticize. That means you can't find fault. You can't say what they're doing because they're hiding something. They can only live in the hidden. And this is what happens with a hypnotic suggestion. It can only work on someone who is not aware that they have been given a hypnotic suggestion and that they're following it. And how we know is you could tell by how you react to people and situations and things, what you're believing in the mind, what you're not looking at, what you're blocking in a sense, what you're using to determine your choices in every single moment. And in every single moment now, that's where your power is now. It's not in the past and it's not in the future. And or even in the present, because that's all just the game called age and time, the illusion that is going on, because time and space are all they're concepts, and we're the conceptors, you see. But we're conceiving. Actually, we're not conceiving. We're hearing the conceptions that are being broadcast that are creating then the reality. And so what we want to notice is when we're under a hypnotic suggestion, it's in a sense an implant, because it's a command that then the person interprets as this is true with me. And there'll be things like, this is going to happen. This is inevitable. And this is now, and this is going to be there with this, and then all these commands, and we go, oh, this is happening to me, this is what's going to be, this is the way it is, and then everybody's agreeing, and then to not agree means you're not normal. You're strange, you're weird, because don't you know, everybody knows this. If everybody knows it, you know it's not true. That's the key. What you know within, that's a whole different deal. The Essenes, they had a practice. They were a sect of Judaism. I would call it maybe the original Hebrews. But anyway, they had the practice. They didn't vote. It was by consensus because everybody knew. Nobody had the ego, I have to be the leader. Nobody had the false ego, I have to do this and that, or attached to it, because there was no greater value put on anyone else for whatever job they did. Because the key was you were doing your job for the divine, for the welfare of all, the animals and the people and the earth and all of this. Then you're in harmony. And the way then is you start to notice what you believe, to find what are those commands. What did somebody was told me, my father told me I was stupid years ago, and I'm still trying to prove. Well, yeah, so. Oh, what do you want to make him wrong? Well, I mean, why are you still holding on to that? It's just a thought. It's words. It sounds. Really? Really? Who cares what he thinks? Really? And what does he do? He thought he was stupid. What does stupid mean? What did he? And you know what? Notice all the words that you react to. Those are commands. Look at all the words that and sentences put together, and how they scare you. They're meant to scare you, to be afraid of all of this, you see. So, how you transcend hypnotic trance and commands is to really be aware of when you are operating from a hypnotic position on automatic, that you automatically react to that. Automatically let someone else be the author of your self. And to remember this, and this is, I wrote this down because it's so cool. Oh, great. Here he is. Ha-ha. Right here. Ta-ta. It's getting there. That the mind cannot fathom the unfathomable. I can't even say it. Unfathomable. Fathomable. I got it. You can't fathom that. The mind can't give you an inclination of who you are. It's not that. Who you are is known as you, as in your real nature. And to do that, you have to give yourself the opportunity to be probably in nature and alone. And or also with supportive people that allows for you to develop all your divine qualities and abilities and full knowingness of who you are. And what happens is people get stuck in sentimentality. Well, you got to fit in here. You got to belong over here. And those are commands. Well, if you do that, that's going to happen. And if you do that, that's going to happen. Everybody knows that. All of this, we start listening. These are commands. These are hypnotic suggestions that people accept. Just, well, that's it. The case closed. That's the way it is. And you can't talk about it anymore because we made a law about that. Why? Because we're hiding something from you. Now, the key is you're hiding from yourself. And a hypnotic trance comes from giving someone else the power to dictate to you what's true and what's false, what's there and not there, how to react and how to act, how to be. And that could be, who are the people in your life? What are the situations going on? And it becomes repetitive. The commands are there, and they can be very deep. That the moment you start to do what you want and feel happy, you'll remember that you're going to lose it all, and it's not yours, and all the people are going to hate you. Right away. right away. So you watch and you notice what that mind is doing, you see. And what you want to do is realize that who you are is unfathomable to the mind, you see. And your key is to be you to the full. Yes. That's your only job. It's a great one.